11. Good morning.
Good morning from the Thames newsroom. 3 passengers were hurt when 2 trains collided at the start of the rush hour at Waterloo Station. They suffered minor injuries when a packed commuter train struck the rear of another train.
The crash happened just before 7 this morning when the 5:57 Shepperton to Waterloo hit the back of a stationary train. 3 people were hurt and taken to St Thomas's Hospital. British Rail say damage to the trains and the track was slight.
But as it drew in, suddenly there was a heavy impact. People who were standing up, who had got up from their seats to go towards the door to get out, suddenly there was people sprawling all around because of the impact, and then in particular, one woman, she fell on me, or fell just by me, and she seemed to be holding her head.
So far this morning, British Rail are refusing us permission to film the damaged trains. They do, however, say they've launched a full and immediate inquiry. I understand that the 3 people taken to hospital are thought not to be seriously hurt.
The health union NUPE is calling for an investigation into the resignation of the finance director of the troubled Guy's Hospital Trust. Guy's Hospital revealed a deficit of nearly £7 million 4 weeks after it became a self-governing trust. Peter Burrows, who played a key role in securing trust status for the hospital, is said to be leaving after differences of opinion with the board. The rapist known as the Wolfman, who escaped from Broadmoor, broke into a house where a teenage girl was sleeping before being recaptured. James Saunders, who's 24, climbed through a window at the family house in Camberley. He stole car keys but didn't go upstairs where the girl was asleep. Saunders, sent to Broadmoor for raping 2 girls, was recaptured on Tuesday after 2 days on the run. A charity has announced a £680,000 package to help London's homeless people. But Crisis, the national charity for the single homeless, is unhappy about giving the money to agencies and services it says are suffering a shortfall in funds from local councils and the government.
A Salvation Army survey earlier this year estimated there were 75,000 homeless people in the capital, with 2,000 sleeping rough. Crisis has more than £640,000 to distribute among 77 projects that cater for London's homeless. It says the projects came to it desperate for help when they ran short of grants from local authorities and from the government. Crisis warns it won't be so obliging in the future. It says it wants to channel its money into new services, not use the cash to make up for dwindling or disappearing statutory grants.
We're having to bail out local authorities and the government for not providing enough money, but I'm afraid Crisis can't continue to do that. Our funds really should be used for new schemes for the homeless, day centres, things which aren't normally funded, and we shouldn't be having to just top up statutory grants.
The bosses' organisation, the CBI, has drawn up proposals which it claims will speed up London's traffic and cut what it estimates as the £10 billion annual cost of congestion. Among its ideas, discouraging non-essential car journeys by improving public transport and setting up more park and ride schemes, allocating special lanes giving priority to essential commercial vehicles, and better policing of the non-stop red routes. Now a look at the Thames weather. The cloud will clear to give a warm, bright day with some sunny intervals. The temperature will reach 22 Celsius. That's the Thames News so far. We're back again at 5 to 12. Join us then.
Justin, look at the state of you. You've got to be smart. We're going to meet a very important person. Look at those shoes. Come over here. I don't know. Justin, come over here. His name's Lewis Rudd. He is a very important... But the badge. Thank you. Here we are. Very important person. Where's the dot gone? Oh, can I have the pen, please? I'm terribly sorry about this, Mr. Rudd. I really am.
That's all right.
Thank you, Justin. There we are. Right, he's new at the job. I apologise. Now, it's right that you are in charge of what people watch on children's ITV.
Yes,
right?
there are a number of us in different ITV companies who produce the programmes and decide when they go out. Yes.
And is it true that most people in television wear silly suits and boring ties and things? Are they very boring people?
Yeah, there are a lot of them dressed rather boringly, except when they're trying to advertise a programme, like, Justin, can you see that? If there happen to be, the VIP's badge is over it a bit. And then they wear rather nice T-shirts.
I'll talk more to Lewis in a second. Now it's time for part 2 of the story of Robin Hood and his merry men. We've got a competition afterwards. I'll give you the question now. I shouldn't really, but I'll give it you now. What's the name of the type of bow that Robin Hood uses? There may be some clues in this. Have a look. Oh, wasn't that good? At the same time on Monday, we've got part 1 of a new series, Nonny. So look out for that on Monday. Now, the question for the Robin Hood competition, I told you before, Lewis Rudd, who's with us, has the question.
Yes, well, the question for the Robin Hood competition, I understand, is what sort of bow does Robin Hood use? Not what does he wear in his hair, because he wears a green bow in his hair, because he's just in Lincoln Green. But what sort of bow does he use?
Yes, that's the question. What sort of bow does Robin Hood use? The prizes, just have a look at the prizes over there. So Robin Hood goodies, Henry Hound, and also you get the chance to go to one of the top theme parks in the country. Send your answers to this address. Summer Mornings, Children's ITV, P.O. Box 55, Birmingham B1 to JP. I'll read that again for you. Summer Mornings, Children's ITV, P.O. Box 55, Birmingham B1 to JP. Now, Lewis Rudd is with us. If you weren't watching earlier, I'll tell you who he is. He's one of the people who's in charge of what you watch, what young people watch at home. He makes the decisions. He's also in charge of a company called Film Fair, who make the Wombles. And we've got a Womble there, haven't we?
Yeah, that's right. This one's Orinoco.
Orinoco.
Yeah.
Oh. I think Stephen's got a question, haven't you, Stephen?
Yes. Is that one of the real Wombles?
Yes, Stephen, this is not a toy. You know, you can get toy Wombles, of course, but this is one of the ones that are actually used in the programme. The programme's made in what's called model animation, which means that you have these actual solid three-dimensional figures, and you move them gradually and shoot just a few frames of film as you move it. I've got another one here from another series.
So it's like a bendy toy, really, then, is it?
This one, that's right, it's a bit like a bendy toy. It has a sort of skeleton inside it. It's a bit more, you can put it into more careful positions that it'll stay in. And I mean, you can even make their eyes blink by taking the eye out, putting another little eye in, and then putting that one back in. This is Sam the Seagull, who's from Huxley Pig.
Jessica, you've got a question, haven't you?
How long does it take to make a model animated cartoon?
Oh, how long does it take?
Well, that's a good question. Yes, it's something like you probably shoot about 15 seconds in a day. So 15 seconds in a day. So for a 5-minute cartoon, that means how long do you think it would take?
20 days.
20 days to shoot one 5-minute cartoon. So it takes
must
a lot of
cost
time.
a
Yes,
fortune.
yeah. Yeah, well, it does. It's a slow process, certainly, and a very meticulous, careful process. People have to be very dedicated, very careful, and it is an art. I mean, the person who's animating this is like a dancer or an actor doing it.
Now, that's model. Thank you very much,
Very
Justin.
kind,
It is a bit
Justin.
hot, yes,
That's
thank
just
you.
what I wanted, thank you.
I think Justin's after another job or something, yeah. You're creeping to the boss, aren't you? We have got, that's obviously model animation, moving it bit by bit at a time, but there's also animation for cartoons, and you've got something there.
Yes, that's what people are probably more used to, the cartoon animation series. These are a couple of pictures I brought along from the Dreamstone, and I've even got a caption on my chest for them, so in case people don't know it's from the Dreamstone. And these show some of the care that goes in and the artistic nature of the backgrounds that go, and this is a background from the Dreamstone. This scene was needed both as a day scene and also as a night scene, so there's exactly the same scene
So
by moonlight.
how do you actually do it? Do you sort of have that as a background all the time? And
That's right, and you put over that what's known as a cell, which is a piece of see-through plastic with the drawings on it, and then again, in the same way as I've described with the other one, you have drawings of the hand in each of these positions, and then when you put it all together, the hand moves.
Yes,
so
yes.
it's a similar process, and you have as many as 18,000 of these cells in a half-hour programme.
Would you like a
and
sweet,
I think I'm getting a sweet from Justin. I don't know how he
Can I have a
manages
sweet,
all
Justin,
of
please?
this.
We'll see you after the... I can't have one. We'll see you after the news, all right?
Good morning.
And now a look at today's weather. They're members of the Hightown Drama Group from Liverpool. Lewis Rudd is with us. Do you think, Lewis, they'd be good candidates for Palace Hill or something?
Well, I think they might end up in children's ward the way they're going.
They might end up in children's ward. Well, now it's time for...
Good morning, Miss Bliss.
And today, Zach decides whether he should join a club or stick with his friends. You'll go far. You'll go far.